All right, let's get into the fights. So, starting at the top, Jackson.
I mean, yeah, it was. Craig didn't look too great out there, to be quite honest. The thing that surprised me was that Brendon Allen kept taking him down. Like after he just kept piecing him up on the feet.
Yeah,
that was the thing that I was a bit confused by. I mean, I had Craig down to win. I thought that he was that his jiu-jitsu was going to be too slick, but it turned out that that was not the case.
No.
And yeah, Brendon Allen pretty much just bullied him for the majority of the fight, in my eyes.
Yeah. I think, like you say, like it was quite surprising. He was piecing him up on the feet, and then he just kept taking him down. But it was almost as if he was like, "Your jiu-jitsu is nothing for me.
Yeah,
like, I want to beat you in your own game."
I think that's what it was. Yeah, it was more of a fact. I don't want to beat you. I want to beat you at what you're known for.
Yeah. Statement victory.
It was.
Yeah.
I think at least.
And it was super impressive, honestly.
That what he was 10th ranked, wasn't he, before this fight?
Allen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I think he was, yeah.
Catapult him up towards the top 5. I won't say into the top 5 because I don't think maybe 6, 7, somewhere around there.
Well, where was Craig?
13th.
He was 13th in the rankings. So yeah, I'd chuck Allen maybe up to He's got to go up a couple. It was a really impressive win over a former heavyweight,
light heavyweight
contender. You know, so it is impressive. Chuck him up to 6, and I want to see him fight Marvin Vettori next.
Yeah,
I really.
What makes you say
that's
that?
A good one, because Marvin Vettori's very well rounded. He's fought the champ multiple times. He fought Izzy multiple times, and he did look okay, especially in that first fight. Vettori's just a tough guy. Very hard to finish. Almost impossible to finish, I think. I don't think anyone could finish that guy. He's like an orc from Lord of the Rings. Yeah. That's what he reminds me of. He's just insanely durable.
Yeah, he is.
And he's a good wrestler. He's strong. I'd like to see if Brendon Allen could do that to someone like him on the ground or, and on the feet.
Yeah.
That kind of thing. Yeah, maybe him. I don't really. Maybe
see,
he's
calling for. That's the thing, though. Anytime that one of these guys get to break in middleweight, you and I both sit here and we say, "Oh, maybe they should fight Vettori or maybe Cannonier."
Yeah,
there's never really anything else to it. But like,
he's calling the guys, right?
He's calling for a title eliminator at UFC 300, which just around the corner, not too far away.
Yeah, not long.
But does he see? The thing is fighting at middleweight's got to be tricky at the moment because there's so many guys that are right on the doorstep of a title shot. And Brendon Allen, I think, is a wee ways down that list, at least in my eyes. I mean, he's got to have.
There's a bit of a logjam up there.
Yeah, he's got to have another 2 fights, I think. Maybe, like you say, set him up against someone like Vettori, because like Vettori hasn't moved his way up to a title shot yet.
Not quite. Well, who's his last fight?
Good question.
He got beat up by Cannonier, I think. Yeah, it was Cannonier. I don't think he's booked though, and I don't think Cannonier's booked either. So
yeah, there is a couple guys in that top realm.
Who do you think? So if Brendon was to get a title eliminator, who do you think it would have to be against for it to be like an eliminator?
I think Nickel is another guy who's been coming up middleweight rankings. That would be an interesting fight. Hamzat, another one who deserves a shot in the next couple of fights.
Brendon Allen versus Hamzat could be a good title eliminator. Yeah. I don't see them making it because I just don't. But that would be a good fight. That would be a sick fight, actually. Yep. Brendon could cause a lot of problems. There's Costa as well.
Yeah. I mean, so there are a number of guys that are
Whitaker.
There. Whitaker.
If you beat Whitaker, you need to fight for the belt. Basically, that should be the rule.
That's fair.
Like,
Brekus is showing us that's what that is literally that's how it happens now.
Because as soon as he beat Whitaker, everyone was like, "Okay, no, he's the number one." Like that's just simple.
Well, I think it's because Whitaker cemented himself as the number one for so long.
Yeah.
That no one really even thought of taking that off his hands.
Yeah,
but
so beating Whitaker, maybe Vettori, Whitaker, Cannonier. Maybe not a Whitaker, not quite that high up. Whitaker deserves a top guy. No, honestly, maybe Whitaker. Maybe it could be Whitaker.
Yeah, I like it. I like it. He's not
Should we
booked
do
either.
that? No, he's not. He's not fought in a wee while since.
Yeah, let's lock it in.
Yeah, right. Dana, make it
Mm.
happen. Sean, Shelby.
Again.
Interesting division though. Middleweight, it's really busted open since Izzy lost the belt to
busting all
Strickland.
over the place at the moment.
Yeah, well, actually, since it's really weird that you said that. Strickland, no. Ever since Alex Pereira beat Izzy that first time, the middleweight division was never the same. We went from Izzy just knocking off contender after contender. That's not even a weird word.
No, it wasn't. You smiled first.
Izzy knocking up contender after contender. Jacking off? No, knocking off. We'll stick with that. So Izzy knocking off contender after contender, decision after decision, impressive victory after, he was just dominant in that division. And then Pereira comes over, knocks his block off. He obviously wins the rematch in extremely impressive fashion. And everyone's like, all right, Izzy's back, Izzy's back. Next fight loses it to Sean. And the divisions are everywhere. Like,
yeah, people were left scratching their heads after that.
Yeah. There's people out there that could beat Sean Strickland, Yeah. There wasn't people who could beat Izzy.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. It's another perfect example of how MMA math just shouldn't exist. But yeah, man, that did blow the middleweight division right open.
It did.
But
and Paul Craig should be next for a title shot.
100%. I mean, coming off a very impressive loss.
Yeah, he was super good. You can see that like little arm clamp he had at one point.
Yeah,
super good, and his guard's really good. Honestly, I do love Paul Craig though. He's such a sick guy, but he's just not well rounded enough to be at the top of the sport. It seems.
It does seem that way, unfortunately. I mean, this drop down to middleweight did seem like a good thing.
It did.
After the first fight. He looks drained out there, man. Like he looks like he's a
skeleton.
He's a skeleton, yeah.
Braveheart.
Yeah, like I think light heavyweight was definitely his natural weight. Middleweight looks like it is a bit of a push. I mean, I could be getting that completely wrong, but yeah, just from the way he looks out there.
Yeah, I don't know. Honestly, you can never tell how someone's feeling, but he does look a lot more drained.
How are you, mate?
Plays a factor.
Paul?
He's just super like inconsistent. And yeah, Paul.
How are you?
Maybe he'll come on the show.
You're right.
But yeah, what's next for Paul then? Like, what do we recommend for him? Because he's probably going to be listening, and Dana's probably listening. So, middleweight, he's got to fight lower in the rankings. Even I don't know. It's tough. He's 36 years old. He's very one-dimensional. He's never really developed any great striking skills or even wrestling skills. He's more of a guard puller or like he's a submission threat, but he's not like wrestling you to the ground kind of thing efficiently. What is next for that guy? I don't
know. Maybe you could keep Tom Aspinall busy while he's waiting for the heavyweight.
Oh yeah, okay, that's a great idea.
Paul Craig versus Tom Aspinall for the interim heavyweight belt.
All right, sounds good. Book it.
Book it. Oh,
almost dropped my mouth there. Should we just have a wee peek at the middleweight rankings, just so we can
why not?
So we can MMA. No, wait. UFC middleweight. Do you want to do a bit of a report?
You'll do a Rever report.
Do a Rever report.
I can't remember what it's doing out there. I'm gonna read it off my phone for everyone, so they can.
Oh, that's creative.
It's very creative, isn't it? 18 degrees 2 hours ago. Still 18 degrees. Fear / wind. We've got some fair wind out there.
We do.
Goodness me.
Goodness gracious.
It feels like 17. I know it says 18. Doesn't feel like it. What's that about, actually? Can we bring that up? I know this isn't a weather podcast, but how can it feel like a temperature that it's not? It shouldn't just be that temperature?
Because of other factors, right? Like wind, clouds, like shade, this and that, Mainly wind, I think.
It's just weird.
Humidity.
Though, isn't it?
Not a very humid country. So it's less likely to feel hotter, like as hot as it is.
Who's out there right now who's sitting there looking at their phone and going, 18?
It's like 17. Oh, I was right.
All right. Just
honestly though, I understand exactly what it means because I went out there before. Doesn't feel like 18. Feels like 17. It has all day.
Middleweight division.
Oh yeah.
You were
right.
bringing that up.
Let's go
I
back
was
to it.
waiting, and then I started talking
Eddie's
about
flatmate's
weather.
sorry, Eddie's dad is actually a weatherman, so we could ask him.
We will.
Coming next week on the pod. So
Weatherman.
what we have here. So obviously Deshaun, Deshaun number 1. Israel Adesanya number 2. Well, number 1. Would be champion, obviously.
Yeah, we want to go down though, don't we? Don't we want to look at
Oh
down?
yeah, of course. What
we
am I
want to
doing?
look for Craigie boy. We want.
So Paul Craig number 13. Calvin Gastelum. Gastelum's booked. Yeah, Imamov. Chris Curtis.
He's booked.
CC.
He's booked. He is booked.
Chris CC. Oh right. No, yeah, that's fine.
He is.
Why did I just search in Raig?
Craig Joan. You're having some troubles there.
Wait, just give me a sec.
Kobe's having computer troubles. This is actually quite a nice drink.
I know, I'm quite enjoying it.
But it does taste like a lollipop.
Tastes like poison.
It does.
Let's have a look at Paul Craig's last couple fights. So he obviously, he beat Andre Muniz, who isn't in the rankings as of right now. But yeah,
fight him again.
Yeah,
just
chuck it
go
out there
back
again.
and fight the Muniz.
Even though he submitted him in the first round.
Yeah, do it again. I was on the phone to my dad. Okay,
His father.
I was on the phone to my father. Now, if you can tell me who I was on the phone to.
Jackson was on the phone to someone.
Now, if you
His
can tell me
father.
who my dad.
If you can message us, father,
If you can
you get 10% off our store.
if you can get a photo with my dad.
We'll give you $1 million. All right, what were we actually talking about?
We're talking
Sorry,
about
guys, yeah.
middleweight rankings,
We're back.
and we're talking about Paul Craig
Paul
and the
Craig.
fact that he fought nobody last time.
Muniz.
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 I get his name
Frankie
mixed up
Muniz.
with nobody, and won. And then he gets popped into the rankings, and he loses straight away.
Chuck him against Imamov.
Imavov, maybe?
Imavov.
Yeah, I like that fight, but
3-rounder.
I feel like he's booked as well.
He very well could be.
That could be a problem, you know. You can't book Paul Craig versus Imavov if Imavov is booked for a fight.
It would be a shame to do that to someone. That would be real pain.
It's silly.
Yeah, he's fighting Roman. Who's Chris Curtis fighting next?
It's on the Sean Strickland Drekus card.
Oh yeah, he's at the bottom, eh?
Mm-hmm.
Chrissy
Chrissy.
Action Man. Chris Action Man Curtis. He's fighting this guy. He looks like a beast.
Oh, yeah?
So, Chris Curtis.
Paul Craig.
Paul Craig, put him up against Jack Della Maddalena in the welterweight division. Just each fight he should go down.
Yeah, Paul Craig, every time you lose from now on, cut more weight.
Yeah, you got to go down.
It's got to
division,
work
Paul.
at some point.
Um,
Maybe once he gets to bantamweight,
Anthony
his
Hernandez.
jiu-jitsu will be a problem for Sean O'Malley.
Yeah, I think it would be as well. It would. They're about the same height.
There you go. Actually, I saw a stat about that recently. It's Sean O'Malley has the same height and reach as DC. Daniel Cormier.
That makes it super impressive what DC was able to do, eh?
Yeah.
Super impressive. For a fat man.
Yeah.
But yeah, so maybe Anthony Hernandez, if he's not booked, just chuck him in there against him. Go on.
I think what we're saying is that he needs to fight someone in the lower end of the rankings.
Yeah,
i.e.
lower of the top
like-
15.
Yeah.
Or just below.
Yeah. And
book it soon. He didn't take much damage. He did. Hey guys, thank you very much for watching this short episode of Combat Corner.
if you like what you see, we've got lots of long form content below and lots of other videos like this. So feel free to go along and check it out. We really appreciate all your support. Thanks again for watching.
Thank you very much. Like, subscribe, comment, share it around. Have a good day.
Peace.